Crested geckos are one of the most popular reptiles in the whole trade. They're everywhere, there's thousands of them, there's tons of morphs. But what if I told you that these guys were once extinct? Let's talk about it. Just before this video starts today, I just wanted to say this video is sponsored by nobody, because this is a small channel. Nah, I'm just kidding. But really quick, I just wanted to say 90% of my viewers are not subscribed. And we are so close. We were halfway there to 200 subscribers, which would be really, really cool. So if we could just please get to 200, that would be awesome. Also, I hope you all enjoy the new intro. I thought it was pretty cool. Anyway, let's get into the story of the extinction of the crested gecko. This is my boy Alan here, of course. You all have met him. He's my male crested gecko. Really, really fun to have around and just watch him climb and jump over everything and, poop on the side of his walls and his cage and everything. They're really, really cool animals. Let's go ahead and just start at the origin. Little origin story, I guess. Crested geckos were first described in 1866 by a French zoologist. And I'm going to butcher this. I'm sorry. I only took French class in high school. Alphonse Guichonot? The name will be on the screen. But yeah, he was a French zoologist that traveled to New Caledonia, and he actually was the first to describe these guys scientifically. After his expeditions, unfortunately, these guys were not seen for a very, very long time. Since the lack of gecko sightings, these guys were officially declared extinct for a very, very long time, over 100 years in fact. It actually wasn't until 1994 that these guys were rediscovered. Story about that is pretty cool. Was a expedition in New Caledonia by Robert Seep. Decided to go there after a pretty rough tropical storm, and they actually found a couple, and that led them to go searching for more, and they actually found a population of them still alive in New Caledonia. Actually, a legend behind how they found them. It's said that one of the researchers had one fall on him in his tent while he was sleeping. I can't find anything that's really backing that story up. It could be true. I have no idea. I wasn't there. But yeah, they managed to find a little bit of a population of them. Now, this actually makes a lot of sense because crested geckos are very, very arboreal, which means that they like to spend most of their time up in the trees. And these guys will almost never come to the surface level of the ground. So they're going to be spending all that time super, super high up in the dense forests of New Caledonia. Of course, nobody's going to really find them. And it was that tropical storm that really shook things up and actually brought them out in the open. And that's how we rediscovered them. Now, reasonably, the researchers were like, oh my God, we thought this animal was extinct. So, of course, they captured them, or some of them at least, and they brought them to America after getting, permits and everything. And they decided to captive breed them, which turned out to be really, really easy to do because these guys actually thrive in captivity. They're really, really easy to care for. I think they're one of the best beginner reptiles you can own, in my opinion, really. It's between them and a leopard gecko for lizards. Obviously, I think snakes are really some of the easiest species you can do depending on what it is. But these guys are just super, super chill and easy to work with. So they bred all these geckos over time and got a really, really steady population in captivity. And every single crested gecko that you find in captivity is a direct descendant from those geckos, which is really, really cool. So all these morphs and everything, all the genetics directly from them. And that's where they really started in the pet trade, was from these researchers taking these wild-caught geckos and taking them to the USA to try to get a steady population of them. Which, in fact, they weren't really doing terrible in the wild. They just couldn't really be seen because they were up in the trees where people don't usually go. Especially not in 1994. They didn't have a bunch of drones and stuff like we do now. Now, although they are not extinct in the wild, they are still technically on the list as vulnerable. And this is a couple of factors, mainly habitat loss, and there is a species of fire ant that actually affects them pretty greatly. They not only will eat the crested geckos themselves, but they will also eat their food source, so that's kind of a problem for them. But other than that, they are still roaming around, thriving in New Caledonia with the others, such as like the lychees, and they're doing pretty good. So the truth of the matter is that they were just never extinct. We just didn't see them. And that is how we have our little guys that we have now today, which is a really, really cool story in my opinion. A lot of people didn't know that, but it's just a really, really cool fact. But anyway, guys, it's a short video today. Just kind of wanted to talk about this because I found it really interesting. Thank you for watching. And of course, like and subscribe. Really appreciate it. It's going to help me determine what kind of content you all want, or if you want me to keep uploading. And as always, I will see you all in the next video. Peace. Where you going? Alan. Alan, stop.